The scramble between William and Harry worse than ever. What the two brothers blamed relatives of the royal family assure him the relationship between Harry and William is more toxic than ever, and the reproaches would flare up between the two royal brothers. Tensions between Harry and William at the peak. This is the finding of the Daily Mail in describing the tense meeting between the members of the royal family in Westminster Abbey just before the highnesses met. Meghan Markle whispers to Harry, "Big smiles." This is what a lip-reading professional says. He understood an injunction for the last meeting of the Duke of Sussex before the formalization of the Megxit. Harry wouldn't have been able to keep smiling. The relatives of the two princes are formal. Their relationship is worse than ever. William feels insulted by the recent actions of his brother, who, according to him, disrespected the monarchy and more particularly the Queen. Harry has felt left out of his own family since his marriage to Meghan. The Duchess would not have been welcome enough in the royal spheres, and the work of the Duke of Sussex would have been discredited alongside that of his brother, future King of England. The cadet would also criticize the firm for not having taken an interest in Archie, his son, who will be 1 year old in May. If these tensions could coincide with the arrival of Meghan at Buckingham Palace, the source of their degraded relationship actually seems to go back to the military career of Harry, interrupted prematurely. The idle prince would have been very ill-suited to his return to civilian life, unable to find a job suited to his rank. Harry would have even been considered working as a firefighter or rugby coach. It didn't help, says a source, that whenever he asked the common staff at Kensington Palace to do something, they were often busy with more important tasks. For the Duke of Cambridge, who after all will one day be king, they are both very passionate about protecting species, says the same source, but they have been very different on views regarding how to protect the wildlife in Africa. William thinks the focus should be on community initiatives. He believes that the local communities must be taught to value wild flora and fauna and ensure that the local population has the means to protect the land. Harry believes in a more practical approach to actually protecting the areas. Then there was the arrival of Meghan Markle, a dazzling change in the life of the palace. We had expected it to become the fourth piece of a symbolic Fab Four. It would have been the grain of the sand in its cogs. Some sources even claim that it was the American actress who suggested to her husband to claim independence while she was already playing an important role for the Duke of Sussex. When the proposal for marriage was closed, William asked his brother a question who had not digested it. "You haven't known her for a very long time. Are you sure you're doing the right thing?" Harry saw red. What could only be a benevolent, fraternal consideration was received and condescending. Meghan and Harry's marriage was not without a hitch either. An unspecified incident would have left Kate Middleton in tears amid preparations for the bridesmaids. Following this union, the Sussexes gradually began to distinguish themselves. They had their own office, their own staff, and in April 2019, their own house, Frogmore Cottage, at a distance from their counterparts. But it was a documentary that sealed the crime of lèse majesty. In front of Tom Bradby's camera, Harry said this heavy sentence between the brothers: "There are good days and there are bad days," breaking the usual attitude of royalty not to comment on rumors or to wash dirty laundry outside the royal family. It was around this time the Sussexes began to actively distinguish themselves from the crown. In addition to this surprise documentary, Harry attacked the tabloids who have revealed the confidential letters between Meghan and his father. From then on, the Megxit was only a matter of time, but this emancipation from Sussexes vis-a-vis the royal family will not solve all the problems. Trapped by a telephone hoax, Harry showed a sign of weakness and let himself go to the statements that he could well regret, in particular because this trap justifies the importance of Buckingham Palace to avoid its members do not ridicule. It underlines the vulnerability of Harry, who can no longer count on the support of his older brother. "I'm sure they will eventually come to terms, but we are not there at all," says the source. "It will take a long time to heal. I didn't see any lead in this direction at the moment. The Atlantic Ocean, which now stands between them, should be in no way facilitate things."